Good evening! Alright, finally got it working. My stream is late today. I'm actually late to start on time, as well as actually being in the evening. Much and many apologies for that. I had so many issues getting OBS to work for whatever reason. It did not want to recognize Minecraft, it did not want to recognize my microphone. Oh, it has been a bit of a frustration, but it's all running now, it's all working. So, hello, my name is Farley. Welcome to Ad Astra Draconis, and we are working on my single player Cobblemon world today. We're just in my storage room, which I'm realizing I'm going to have to think about expanding at some point because I'm beginning to run out of room. At least run out of room for important things. So first we're going to just deposit some of these because we're not going to need them for at least some of the work we're doing today. But as you can see, all the stone chest is completely full. Other chests, not quite so much, but we'll put these in here. These are all the cut blocks. Where is our andesite? Is this one? Nope. There we go. I'll drop andesite in here. I'll put these in here for now. Just not going to have as many mossy blocks today, I think. But today, as mentioned yesterday, we are going to be working on adding some walls. And my thoughts were, cobbled deep slate. We have lots of it, and we can make use of it. So let's take a look for it. Yep, here we go. So again, lots of chests with different things. Cobbled deep slate. Yeah, we got a lot. So we might as well make use of it. And we are working on the expansion for our base, rather specifically for the village surrounding it, which I'll be happy to do a quick tour of for any new people stopping by. But we are doing a slow but steady revamp. It's long overdue for this world, and it'll be hopefully look really nice when we're done. Alright, so we're going to start with this. It's not going to be anywhere near enough, but that's okay. So up we come here. Into the main base, or rather, my main little house. But how are folks this evening? Or, depending on where you are in the world, good afternoon, good evening, good day, whatever time it is. Morning, evening, middle of it. You might be enjoying your lunch. But this is our village. We recently completed a big old project to put a big old path in. And then yesterday, we did some terraforming and we added in this big wall here. So just gonna... this is meant to be a kind of retaining wall that's keeping the sort of the hillside shored in place. And it might also be the signs of some old ruins in the area that have been built up on by the village that moved in. And so coming up here, we're going to be working on an outer wall for the defenses today. And we're going to be starting down this side. Yesterday, we did some terraforming that filled in this bit here. It was much deeper, had bits of water in it. We filled that in. So now we're going to start thinking about the wall that comes up from this side here and just runs protectively all the way down to the Magic Carp Pond. The Magic Carp Pond being a spot that we'll be releasing Magic Carp into if for anyone who has enough of the points. But yes, so that is today's project. We're going to think about and design the wall, the perimeter wall for the base, or for the village rather. Now the thing is, I'm not quite sure what kind of appearance I want to go for. Like, do we want to think about more of a kind of medieval style like wall, because again some of this is built on ruins, and one of the reasons, at least lore wise, that we want to build a protective wall is we've got this big stretch of wasteland here. There are also these patches of calcite, and all of this is remnants of past ancient battles between legendary Pokemon that scored across the land. made this section uninhabitable. And of course, some zombies rise now and then, and other dangers as well. So this is why we're going to be putting in a lot more fencing, a lot of protection. So it'll be along here, and then down here. Not so much here, although we might change our minds in time. Because we've got basically a bridge here that already has gates to prevent crossing here. More or less here and over here seem to be all we really need for now. This part up here is my base, and I'm a little less concerned about my safety versus the safety of the villagers who I've grown up alongside, and I feel are worth taking care of in this day and age. So, let's get a few things out and about for our building. So we need our stone cutter. Let's see, was it this one? No, where is it? Aha. Alright, so we've got technically 2 stone cutters, but that's fine. So we want our mason table, the stone cutter, and probably our crafting table. So we're going to put these down here. Oop. Nudge you off. Out. Thank you, out the way. And we're going to want... might be worth making a chest just to keep all the materials in. Go away. You're not helping. So we might need this just to store all the deep slate that we'll be using. But for now, we're going to put a bunch of this in here. And then... and then we'll put that back in there. So the more we can store in here in the short term, the better. Okay, good. We've got loads of it, so I'm not particularly worried on that score. But first, let's carve some up. So we definitely want some deep slate bricks. Just to have it as a default. And then I think we'll ignore most of these, the running blocks and so on. Want to go for like the, here we go, polished deep slates. It's right at the bottom. And then if we grab a few more stacks here, let's do, we'll do some polished slate slabs, just to have some slab variety available. Not so much the tile. Don't care about the tiling. There we go. That one. And then we'll also do deep slate brick stairs. And then in addition to this, let's have a look at what options we have in the mason table for how these look. And we don't have any. That's rather irritating, actually. You would think that the mason table would let you use cobbled deep slate, but apparently not. Oh well. But yeah, so the main thing I want to think about with the wall is, firstly, do I just want to make it like 1 block wide? Like, is that fine? That doesn't feel fine. It feels like that's not very defensible. But if we make it too chunky, then what's the point of that? Is it just a whole building on its own? But I also kind of like the idea of like a chunky sort of a wall. Particularly one that could be like the same width as part of the path. Like we've got 3 in the middle and then 1's on the outside. So we could have like, this is the wall, this is the wall, and then we have like a middle passage that certainly the villagers could move through, or we can, say if you needed to go around the village defensively. But like, it's not a castle. We're not building a castle. So what I think we'll do is keep it with the 3 width. I think 3 will do just fine. And again, we got this path block here. But it sort of slowly starts climbing up here to the side, which I'm not too fond of, but again, it's currently in line with like this block. So I guess we could do This is the center point and then 2 on the side. We'll give that a go. We won't go too high yet. We'll just do a line on the ground to figure out how do we want this layout to go. So let's first do... so what we want is have this on there. So we use this as the base. And then I think... because this is going to slowly start climbing up. And then it's like figuring out, well, what is the max height we want to go? And do we want to like do like tiered columns in between? Sort of, and how many blocks between before that kicks in? So if we do that. And then we can make like a fancy gate. So put that here like this for now. But this would be, if you were coming in and out of the village from this side, this is the side you do it, and we'll maybe add like a little dock area or some fencing. I'm thinking of putting like doing more of this style of stone fence to come along the riverside, and then it can connect to here. But this is the big, thick, chunky wall that's meant to be leftovers from ancient days. And, well, it survived. Perhaps whatever castle or village that was here previously did not. What does that say about the building and its builders? And then if we do... there we go. And then we'll... doop, doop, and doop. And... so I feel like 5 is generally going to be quite a good height for this section, in theory. So again, it'll be a case of like, well, what do we do here? One, two, three. That's a case of how do we connect this roof-wise? And I think maybe do something like this. And then... oh, not quite. But we're still at least high enough on the side to go... boop. Boop. Middle. And then... doop, doop. Middle. Followed by... how does that look? That looks quite good. And then I'd say we can probably have a slab. Or more bricks along the top. And it also leaves a space in the middle, and we can have like a light source dangling directly there. And we can actually make this a little thicker, a bit chunkier as it goes into the water. Yes, I like that. Okay, I think that's doable. If we do... and we want... There we go. Then we can decide what we want to do for this upper row here. Is it going to be more slabs, maybe? At the very least, we can leave this shape for now and come back to it, because we're definitely going to come back and knock a few things in, like a few holes, maybe see about putting some cracked bricks in, some bricks with other colours as well, that sort of thing. Now I've done that, I don't know if I like that, the way that middle part goes. I feel like that's too high. Let's do... Let's collect all those. Oop. I apparently can't jump. Not a surprise, I am white, so... There we are. There we go. How does that look? Okay. Okay, that could be doable. But maybe have that there. Then... Okay. Alright, I like this shape a lot more. And then over this side we can also do some stairs. Just to give it a little bit of a better shape from the outside. But we definitely want to make this side a little bit chunkier. At least one brick chunkier and going down into the water. Yeah. So we at least got this started. And I think this can probably come up to at least the same level. Maybe. But first, let's check this Eevee. I do tend to stop for Eevees. We've gotten one recently that had some really good stats. But no, once again... Come back here. Not today, apparently. Not as good. And our Leafeon. Good old tackle. Take it out. Oh, hello. And we've got another silk scarf. Silk scarf. Oh, can't complain about that. Alright, let's do... Then... So if we do... There we are, and then middle all the way. Oop. There we are. That's going to look a little bit better. Yeah, definitely. It's giving it a bit more sort of a defensive look, a little bit more shape. Right now we're just worrying about shape, language. We're not going to worry about minor decorations because it's much too early. And we can come back and apply some obvious damage to it as time goes on. And and do we want to leave that as that, or Actually, one thing we could do... This is me doing things on a lark, but if we take 1, 2, 3, what we do is add that there, that one there, and then in the middle, we're going to grab one of our lanterns. And then it can be in there. So it's light on the outside that goes over the water. Yeah, I like that. And then we've got one that's up there. The question is, do we want to, like, maybe do the same on the inside here? Or on this side? Like, or do we think that's enough of the light source already? I kind of do. Oh. Temporarily. We'll put that stair there. So I think these need to move. And my thought is that can go. That can go. Let's put that there. We've got slabs. Followed by this one. There we go. How does that look? That looks a good bit better. Although that's looking a bit too chunky. Oh no. What have I done to myself? The foibles of building. Okay, maybe we bring this one in. So that's still there. Oop. But we still have this in its place. How does that look? Okay, that... Even doing that, it still looks too tall. Does this look better? Or is it still too chunky a chip? I think it's because it's throwing off the balance from here. So I think it still needs to match that. And then we can do whatever we want on the sort of the edge. But this bit needs to be a little bit better. So one... It's like 1, 2, 3... Oop, nope, wrong one. Really? Really? In the water? Mr. Invisible Man, I'm busy. No, I'm busy. Can't you see? I am busy. Oh, goodness me. And then... put this in here. Let's briefly switch this. And then... That might look a bit better. Let's have a look. No, I still don't like that. I'm not sure why I don't like that, but it... Something about the step is, like, just throwing it all off. No, this step. That step is fine. Maybe just slabs? Oh. Now this could be one where it's worth putting on, like, a wall block, maybe, at the end. So what it could be worth doing is just going down one lower, regardless. And have a quick nap here. And ooh, thermal calcite. I love the colors on that, honestly. All right, let's do a thing. Let's see. Do I have any? Do I have any emeralds on me? I do. All right, let's see what we can do with the thermal calcite in future. I feel like that's a pretty block. Okay. I do think coming down one was the right idea. But now it's just a case of, do I want to keep this block here, or do I want to make it, like, maybe put a half slab on top just to give it a bit more definition? And once again, you just can't get any work done without interruptions over here. And then put those there, and then put that on top. How does that look in the daylight? Alright, that's not so bad. But I think the step has to go here. And we'll make it just 2 parts there, I think. Something about the step is throwing off the way everything looks. Which is a shame, because I like the idea of the step at the end, but it ain't working, Chief. Maybe with this will help make it look a little better as well. Because now I can see the balance. Okay. I actually think it would be worth bringing the lantern up one. So let's do that. Let's grab regular dirt. So we're going to grab that. We're going to grab that. We're going to grab that. We're going to put stair. We're going to put clear block there. We're going to put stair there. And the lantern needs to go here instead. So a little bit higher. Take all the lanterns, put those there. There we go. Alright, so how is that looking? That looks a bit better. I do think it's missing something over here, so maybe that could be like a single stair from there, maybe? Let's have a look. Alright, because it's a slab. Alright, so we got this bit, and looks a little better. Got this side of things. Maybe have... Oh, I know. We want to turn these so they're facing towards it, not out like that. That'll look better. I hope. I sound very confident, but I'm a little puzzled on what's missing. And again, it's still really early with the build as well. We're really just kind of mocking things about to get a feel. But already, like, I feel like turning that is for the best. And because I'm thinking about it, let's do... We can make a chunky wall. Oh. Nope. There we go. Grabbed it all? Yeah, okay. And then we'll do all the way down to there. Again, we don't touch the calcite for lore reasons. And that might be, maybe it's the calcite itself that ensured that at least this gateway didn't meet its end as intended. Okay, that's looking... Alright, that's already making a little bit of progress. It's getting some interesting shape language. And part of that you can't see unless you're like round this side, but I like that. I think that looks neat. Maybe I'm alone in that, but I think that looks neat. Alright, so now we need to figure out how just the wall need to stay this thick all the time? Do we want to have like a little lower ridge maybe running through the middle? I do think this height is good for the gateway. So it's more or less 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So between 6 and 7 blocks up. I'd say... So with that in mind, let's bring this and this was just here for us to figure a few things out. So we can put that layer and then there. Mate, you're in the way. Why do 1DTs always do this? They get in the way. I'm building, sir. Do not make me break out the sword to remove you from the property. I know that you've got cousins here. I'm trying to maintain a good relationship. Please leave. It goes for you too. Alright, there we go. Oop. Not quite. And now we've got all the Pokemon coming over to see what I'm doing. That's a bit entertaining, actually. And then we got there. followed by in here. And now I think here's the part where we need to go up. But we can at least knock a little bit of this out of the way. So we're going to need to figure out, like, what sort of process does this, like, the step up take? And do we want to bring it down on this side for safety's sake? In terms of the village? Because I feel like we do. Maybe that's a bit too much. Oh. Well. You're all in the way. You brought this on yourselves. Alright, so we want... Alright, I've cleared this for now, but we'll do a bit of terraforming when we've done a bit more of the wall to figure out, like, how do we want the layout to go? Like, how protective is it? Or do we want to keep, like, dirt built up to the side to reflect, like, it's been here a long, long time, you know? Alright, so we got that, and then 1, 2. So... and brick. And at what point are we building up another level? Because I feel like this is where we want to start moving up a level. So maybe from here, this is where we start seeing the incline up. Let's... So for anyone wondering, we're building a fancy wall for lore reasons to protect our villagers. Right now we're keeping the shape very basic. Or at least hoping to. I might be overcomplicating it, if only in my own head. But this is a wall to keep the bad things out, theoretically. And right now, we're just getting the shape in, we're getting the thickness in, we're getting, like, where does it start sort of stepping up a bit. We generally want to try and keep it between sort of 6 and 7 blocks high in places. So it's like, including like this block here, it's 7 blocks from the ground. But I'd say about 6 blocks is fine. Right now, it's just the 1 brick, so it looks very boring. And that's okay, because we're going to come back through it. We're going to change some bricks. We're going to change the type of tiling. Make it look a little less boring. Or maybe make it look more boring. It really depends on the needs of the build. Oh, we don't need the saddle. Can I sleep? Yes, I can. But hey, we're also getting a message that our Tortuga is able to evolve. So let's think about doing that. Oop. And we've got nice clear patch up here that we're going to use for that purpose. So, here they are. They're so cute. I almost don't want to evolve them, but we do need to fill out that Pokedex. So, let's get them evolved. Hey, look at that. What a chunky charmer. I think we could definitely have you wandering up and down that wall, taking care of the villagers and guarding them, eh? So that is another Pokemon off the list. That makes me pretty happy. So while we're not actively working on evolving Pokemon today, it doesn't hurt to switch them in and come back for more later, so... Alright, we haven't seen any shinies in a bit, so I am kind of hoping that maybe we get maybe at least one today. Alright, here we go. Dupe, and there we go. So the Caracosta is now in here. Now what do we want to have with us that can evolve? So yes, this is the shiny, well, Shiny Box 1, Shiny Box 2, these are all, the majority of which are caught on stream. And if you happen to be in stream when I catch one, you have the opportunity to, you know, pick a name for it. Which I do enjoy. So let's see. Stuffle. Do you have your evolution? So one thing we might do is, because we don't have an evolved Sprigatito. So what might be fun to do? Oop. Nope, not you. This one. Not the best, but not the worst stats. So let's evolve you up one level. Hey, Florigato. So we're going to have them with us, wandering around, and in time they'll be able to evolve up to Meowscarada. And that'll be another evolution ticked off the list. So right now we've got like this lovely dark thing. We don't have a lot of decoration for it. But I'm already thinking like, because I think we want maybe some dark oak, because dark oak tends to go really well with this. Or alternatively, maybe we could use pale oak, kind of representing the calcite for reinforcements and decorative purposes. Because as mentioned, just right now, we're just getting the shape in. We're getting where is it lying, how deep does it go, that sort of thing. There we go, and then I really need to think about making something for repairing Silk Touch, my other mending stuff, because it's slowly getting there. It's slowly getting to the point where it's going to need replacing. Right, so again, it's coming up. I think it needs to be much higher, much sooner. And then we can do a step there. There we go. So already we're thinking pushing this up higher reflecting the need for defense and the way the wall is going to work. So it could also be worth putting in like sort of a guard tower kind of thing. That's usually what might pop up on this sort of thing. Connecting along, especially a long stretch like this. So this actually might be a good place to do that. Let's see. Let's put all these as... So replace this one with... Just to mark that this is the place where we're going to think about the guard tower going. And that should, I hope, be wide enough like there. It can go... maybe it needs to go higher? At the very least, maybe 4. We can change the look of things later, so I'm not going to fuss too much, because that's going to defeat the point of this. Do. So those are essentially placeholder blocks. And then it's a case of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Oh, not what I wanted. There we go. So we'll need to make some more of this in a minute. Oh no, we've still got plenty. Okay. And then back to... Let's do... some of this just to fill this in the temporary. And 18, this one we definitely need to make some more bricks of. Herdia, please. Right, so we've got guard tower there. Let's just do that quickly. So on this side, like that's clearly going to be the guard tower. We'll have probably something on top for sure. But what I think that means is we'll want to bring part of this terrain down unless we go up again. Make this a bit short. Building is hard! Don't believe the liars on Hermitcraft, they make it look easy. Ugh. Alright, there we go. Let's just move some of this nonsense There we go. Alright, so we've got this bit. Let's come along here. Oh, with the bit that's flown off. And then brick, 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 brick. So this part is done. In terms of at least getting things aligned. So it's something here, I think, needs to be... Oop. Move that out of the way. Do I have any brick? I might need to make some more. So this would be the first step up. Maybe? Let's just get rid of that. I think, yeah, it's basically this section here. So put that like this for now. I'll leave this gap here because I don't quite know how thick I want this to be. But this is the next stretch of the wall, so... Let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to make some more bricks. And since we can't use you, there's no point in having you out. I can go back in there. Deep slate brick. More deep slate brick. So we want some more polished deep slate. And one more thing of brick, just in case. We are using more of it after all. Okay. So let's get rid of this bit, and this bit, and maybe this bit. So I might change up the music in a minute just to have something a little higher energy. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. So on the side we've got a brick missing there. We'll fill that in a moment. But I figure this bit will be sort of one of the watchtowers, so we'll make it have a little roof on top. And then maybe have a stair or a ladder that can climb up to the next level of the wall. But already I'm seeing this bit of the wall might actually need to be taller. But if we're treating it as, obviously, keeping in mind the rest of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, out we come. Alright, that's looking a bit better. Not so great is the wandering giants over there. Do we have wandering villagers again? We do. We do. Why are you over here? Why? I don't understand villagers. I will never understand villagers. Why are you all the way over here, son? Am I going to have to come, like, fetch you all back? At some point, I'm going to have to. So yeah, so from this side, we'll need to fix those bricks. That's fine. So it goes here. So we could have a like staircase on the outside there, but this is going to be part of the outlook tower. Maybe we can, depending on how we do it, we might actually like cut into it and have the ladder on the inside to go up to the wall. I kind of like that idea. That's 1, 2, 2, 3, toot, 2, 1, 2, toot. There we are. And so we'll go. Yep. There we are. So coming along, and then we've got the wall there. So again, yeah, it's this gap here that we should fill in now, I think. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh. Alright, so come up here, and we need doot. then it would be up here. Do I happen to have any ladders? I don't think I do. It's been a while since I went exploring, so I haven't taken any off the walls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we've got all those, and we got this there. And we're gonna go to... No. Funny as that would be, no. Let's do a bunch of these. Alright, now we're all good for food right now. I'm gonna do... And then boop. And that'll do. Excellent, excellent. Now, question. If we do this here, how does that look? And then we're still coming along. I like that. I like that. We can make something fancy here for the sort of the step climb. Not sure what yet, but we will. And then we're like this. We're at this point. No. And then here. And then it comes up too. I think also just dig down into here because we want to get rid of the dirt. And we zoom along here like this. We're just going to take a quick look on the map. Did anything interesting spawn? Well, shift tree's a little bit interesting, but generally no. And again, we need more deep slate brick. Goodness me. Should put that in there so we don't lose it. Well, that's one way to do a bit of terraforming. Okay. I keep forgetting that these guys are useless when it comes to creepers. They don't attack them. So there's like no point in trusting them to watch your back. If it's not a zombie or a skelly, they don't care. Alright, let's have a look. Where is my bow? That's not the one I want, but it'll have to do. I do have a fancy bow, but I don't for the life of me know where it is. Oh, I'm in for it now. Rip. Didn't mean to hit him, but it is what it is. But we got rid of yet another creeper. Albeit with an explosion. But we didn't... I don't think we lost any blocks there, because they were all on this side. And this is at least a little more explosion resistant. And if it wasn't, well, we'd see that pretty quick. Alright, let's... And then more cobbled deep slate because I'm doing double of all on this one. It's a good thing I have lots of dirt, or this would be rather troublesome. And this one. Bruh. Sometimes Pokemon can also be quite irritating. It's like, come on now. I'm building. You need out. Do I want it this high? I don't think I do. So in this case, it is step and step. Yo, you coming or going? No, not in there. Come out. I know you can get over that because you climbed it to get in. Not very smart. Oh, not the worst ponytail I've ever seen. Okay. Well, he's thinking about what he's going to do with his life. Let's patch a few holes, shall we? The question becomes, do I want to keep this, like, straight up here, or do I want to think about trimming that down? At the end of the day, I think this is still a good height. We've got it now to a good height to keep going along the walls. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is the spare block there. So that is as tall as it's going to get. Y'all think you're funny. Seriously? I think if nothing else, I need to be aware, because they will find a way to kill themselves by climbing up and falling down. Ugh. This bit actually needs to come down. There we go, because that was part of an example thingamajigger I was doing the other day. No. Do your illicit seed trades elsewhere. I ain't here for the wheat. You don't even have the decency to spill the village tea with me. Why would I let you stay? Come along all the way over here. And then we want to start thinking about 1, 2, 3. Like, does it stay the same height? I feel like it's... This is where it should start coming down. But for the minute... Oh, you're realizing it now, are you? Oop. That's too close. And then we want more blocks there. Oh, we're actually out. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Let's see. You're not trapped forever, you know. And then part of me is like, do I want to, like, make another gate for them to come through? It's like, no. No, this wall is here for a reason. Alright, let's do doop, 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 doop. And then in here we go. That's 1, 2, 3. And then doop, doop. As we run out of these again. It's amazing how much of my stash I'm going to end up not using. Like, I still have, well, I say not using, but this is just this wall here. and it needs to go down to here. And then we have the wall that comes along all the way over here. So we're going to go through a fair bit, and I'm underestimating how much we're using. And that's all before we start doing like proper decoration, adding bits and bobs to it, taking stuff away. Because we will. So definitely things like wooden support beams that I haven't thought to include. I think those are going to be important. As is an app. I don't feel like exploding again. So we are making good progress. Slow progress, but good. Only because making my own mind up on things is hard. So I need to double check along here, like, do I need to go deeper down one? I do. Okay, then. Eventually we will. And we want doop. So that's all along the middle, and then bing, bong. Okay. So all of that, and then we start hitting this stair section. Ready for my immersion. We have boop, 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 boop. This would be staircase. Or potentially another case of over here where we got this small and then the longer one. Although I'm thinking I need to bring this up regardless, I think. Like the height on this, I already knew I'm going to change. Just to bring it a little higher to match this, because right now it looks like it's the weakest point in the wall. Yeah, that's so weak. And yeah, we'll need to maybe trim this away. But yeah, that bit we're going to change. I think doesn't hurt to take a couple of screenshots while the work is in progress, just to make sure I don't forget what I'm doing. Alright, so back down we go. Alright, so then we go doop, doop. here. And then if I just check again over here. So be down to this one. So not this spot, but I think that's where it goes. Is that how that looks? Yes, it is. Excellent. Good, 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 good. That is what we want. And then that on standby. And then we need to start coming down again. I was thinking maybe we need to bring this back a little bit. Because we've got that there, but that's still too high. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do... One, two, blah, blah. One, two, blah, blah. Okay, good. Yep. So we got that, and then this one can be the going down again. And we got explodey Pokemon over there. We don't need you eyeing up the wall, thank you very much. But, okay, let's jump on down, because we need to start filling in the hotspots. And then from this bit on, it's like down a bit, and then... Yeah. Oop. Then we put all this down here. Oop. And all of this. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. But first, a nap. Checking something quickly. Perfect. Everything's running smoothly. I'm not seeing any more errors anymore. So do let me know if there are any problems with the audio. As I mentioned, I was having so much trouble at the start of the stream. If people would like me to make my voice louder or make it softer or turn up or turn down the music. VOD watchers, if you happen to be watching, you won't hear the music, sorry. But for anyone on the stream, please do let me know if you think it needs to be a little bit louder. I think doot, 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 doot. As we then resume, a bit of a drop. So we got that, so it's 1, 2, 4, 6. Let's just do a quick screenshot of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can do a bigger drop right away, I think. We don't need to worry quite so much. So for this bit, it's 1, 2, 3. Let's see. How many more was it on the other side? Oop, oop. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's say 5. So, oop. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. And then it's boing. 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 And then I think it's just 2, or is it 3? One, two, 1, 2. So it's 2. So 1, 2. Yeah. wrong block. There we go. And are we out of blocks again? We are. We go through them pretty quick, I have to say. And let's grab that and turn that into... There we go. Then we can put this back in here, because we don't need it right now. And I think we can get rid of the dirt over here and over here for dirt's sake. We gotta bring this all the way over here, and this will be the position of another gate. So what we might actually do... actually I'm a little undecided. Do I want to cut it off before we hit the water, or do we want to incorporate granite into the sort of design? Maybe have a broken arch, and granite props up the other half? Let's get the more of this wall done, and then we'll make the decision. I feel that that could be good storytelling in and of itself, you know? It's like, stuff has been lost over the years, maybe the brick was repurposed for building other things. Too low now? Oh no, got that right, almost on the money. So I'd say, actually... Just doing a bit of focus and then drop down. Excellent, excellent. We've got all these. Anything over here? Well, hopefully this is gonna look alright. And 1, 2. Alright, so we got this going now. We just need to fill in this side of the wall so it looks a little less empty. But we have made some good progress tonight, at least with the getting the shape down. Except for this corner, but we're going to fix that corner. That's fine. It's fine, it's fine. So we're just bringing this along. We need some more lanterns to go here. And we definitely need to think about more jack-o'-lanterns to line along the area here, just to have a bit of light around that doesn't require torch spam. But yes, I am happy with the progress. So let's get a bit more done. I was saying yesterday that I was thinking of having a longer stream, but unfortunately I don't think that's going to happen today, but we do have that time tomorrow. Assuming, of course, that I don't go all in on a different game, which is very liable to happen. And I might make it even my first time streaming it. We'll see. Or at least first time streaming it since closed beta, anyway. Boop. Oh, no, 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 no. For anyone wondering, it's completely okay for this to look very, very boring right now. Because we don't care about the details. This is not the details pass, this is the shape building pass. This is getting it done, getting it fixed in place. We can then start thinking about where do we want to knock bricks away, replace them with cracked bricks, where we're going to put like the wood supports in, because I definitely forgot to include those in the design. Which is okay, because we can add them retroactively. And then, there we go. And here we have 2, 4, 6. Oh, one too many. Typical. And for ease, let's just take this down. I think we actually would need to push this in again. Just one. Just a little bit. And of course we want to get rid of this lovely little bush here, because ultimately it is in the way. And we can always put in another at a later time. But yeah, so now we've got all of these. So we need to decide, do we want to have the cutoff point like an incomplete arch, or... Because if we do it here, so it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it may be worth just doing... maybe not a dirt block, because I won't remember. We'll put crying obsidian, because it'll take a little bit harder to... So we'll put that as the cutoff point for now. And then it's... Here's the stairs, there we go. Put the stair here. There we go. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that, but that's okay. So I want to bring that down. I think that was it. One next to it. Okay. That'll do for now. Oop. Let's get the last bit of this wall filled in. We can then admire our handiwork for phase 1 of the defensive wall. Oop, nope. So there we have it. We got this section of the wall. Comes all the way out down here. We need to fix this. And then we come down to one of the first of the gates. And we'll put another little stone relief wall. Sort of the slate stacked wall. Have that come along to here. And that is the first half of the wall project done. Or at least the groundwork for it. So we've got that done. Next we'll have to figure out how do we bring it from sort of here all the way up around here. All the way down here to over here. But we're going to do that tomorrow, maybe. If not tomorrow, then definitely next week. But yeah, no, we have got a fair chunk of work done. And I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. I did intend to start earlier. I know it's so it's a little bit of a shorter stream. But I've had a lot of fun working on building this. Oh, we need to fill in the dirt. Forgot about that. But you were going to remove it anyway. Well, maybe. but not quite that dramatically. There we go. There we go. So, with that done, yep, so we got a whole bit of wall done. A couple of hours work, I'd say. We did pretty good. We got to figure out, do we want a similar gate to this? Do we want to make it partly granite, as mentioned before, to indicate like where the path and the materials they've been using now for the village take over? Or do we want to actually spill the sort of the deep slate into the water itself? I'm kind of thinking not. Oh, hello. Not quite sure why you're so low to the ground, but eh? You look very silly. But I think definitely that'll do for now. Oh, hello. Hello, Miss Kicks. Oh, not great stats on you, though. I have several better ones. So thank you for hanging out with me. It has been my pleasure. And we will definitely get some more work done. If not tomorrow, then definitely next week. Tomorrow is 3.7 day. Farley, what are you talking about? What is 3.7? What? That makes no sense. It makes sense if you're a fan of Honkai Star Rail. And, yeah, your girl is a fan. Like, this is a modified skin based on Aglaya from Amphorius, which is the 3.x series in Honkai Star Rail. Definitely based on her with some modifications to suit me, like the eye colors, the dress colors, flower colors, that sort of thing. But definitely based on her. I have really enjoyed the Amphorius saga for Honkai Star Rail. And it finishes tomorrow, or concludes at least this story arc. 7 chapters worth of story. I gotta be there. So I might end up streaming it tomorrow for a good chunk of the day. I might cry. I'm quite serious, I might cry. But anyway, that is all for tonight. I will see you bright and early tomorrow. So take care and have a good one.